Can you paint a picture for us? We saw the harrowing images in Gaza. What are people having to do day to day just to stay alive?
Well, we know from our colleagues on the ground that they've seen children having to search for food, and civilians and families are completely desperate, even just for a morsel of aid. And it's unimaginable that an entire population in Gaza is left to starve and is in desperate need of aid, whilst vast amounts of aid trucks are still waiting a few miles away across the border, waiting to enter. And yet Israel denies the entry of these aid trucks. Civilians in Gaza are falling sick and are dying now from hunger and thirst because of Israel's aid restrictions, especially in the north of Gaza, which is on the brink of famine. Life-saving aid is being intentionally blocked, and desperate children and civilians are paying the price.
And we hear a line coming out of Washington from the U.S. president, who, as these U.S. airdrops were being announced, Joe Biden said that the U.S. is doing everything it can to get more aid into Gaza. Is that the case?
Well, we've yet to see real hard pressure and hard leverage being applied by the US government towards Israel. I mean, the US is Israel's strongest ally, and we've yet to see real pressure that they've mounted on Israel to open up more land crossings, to apply maybe pressure to open up maritime options, and to demand an urgent and permanent ceasefire. This has not happened. And the fact that the US government has reached the point of having to use airdrops in Gaza just represents another major policy failure. Airdrops are usually used as a last resort in besieged areas where governments have run out of options. But the US government can and must use its leverage to get Israel to open up more land crossings, to allow more aid trucks in, and to agree to a permanent ceasefire, which is crucial to scaling up aid.
And can you elaborate on that point about why airdrops are usually a last resort? What is it about this technique that makes them so perhaps controversial?
Airdrops are typically used in besieged areas where all other options are cut off. They're not targeted, and they're not always the most efficient and effective way to deliver aid. They also can involve risks for civilians. At the moment in Gaza, there are other options in place. Other land crossings could be open tomorrow if Israel wanted to. Israel could restore electricity and water and lift its siege off of Gaza if it wanted to. But all of these options are being denied, and we've seen the price that civilians are paying for this. So our call and our message to the international community, to the US government, to the UK, to European states, is to apply more pressure on Israel to lift this siege and open up more efficient aid crossings that are available.
Meanwhile, we have these mediations continuing, resuming in Cairo this Sunday. Any optimism from you there about what might be included in an eventual deal?
Well, we're hearing that there could be positive developments around this. For us, of course, we insist on the need for all hostages to be released unconditionally, for the parties to agree to an immediate ceasefire, because this is crucial to scaling up aid. Right now, Gaza is on the brink of famine, and half of the population is exposed to starvation and being starved. So our call as aid agencies is for all parties to immediately agree to a ceasefire, because civilians cannot wait any longer to receive aid safely.
All right, Samah, thank you very much for your time. Samah Hadid speaking to us from Amman, Jordan. Thank you.